everyone! So it's been, again, a really long time since my last video and update that I've been able to give you. And really that's just because I got really busy during this last week of NaNoWRIMO. Honestly, I think that November is one of the worst times for NaNoWRIMO to happen, but I guess that's part of the challenge maybe. So today is November 30th and it is the last day of Nano. And I'm sure some of you are wondering if I have made it to 50,000 words. And the answer is a big fat no. I think in my last video I was mentioning how in order to reach 50,000 words by the end of the month, I needed to be writing roughly 2,000 words every day. And so I did really, really well for about a week straight. As you can see, I started here on the, what is that, the 19th. And I wrote almost 2,000 words every day until last Saturday. I wrote about 1,500. And then on Sunday, the next day, I only wrote about 1,000. And I picked it back up, but basically from then on, what is that, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then today, Saturday, I have not gotten anywhere near my writing word count goal. I could sit here and be really upset about the fact that I didn't quite hit 50,000. I didn't quite hit 40,000. I think I'm just under 39,000, and I could dedicate more of this evening towards writing that just so I can say that I hit 40,000, and maybe I will, but honestly, I probably won't. I think that's okay because I wrote almost 40,000 words in November, and that's far more than I've written this entire year. It's for sure the most that I've written since last November. I'm not going to beat myself up over the not hitting 50,000 because there's just no way. Ever since Wednesday, you know, the holidays really started kicking in, and we've had a guest been staying with us since Wednesday, which is sort of why I haven't filmed anything or written, because we've been busy entertaining and then celebrating, going over to friends and families. I only just now have a moment. It's almost 5 p.m. on Saturday, and this is really the first moment alone I've had probably since Tuesday. So that's why there haven't been any videos, and that's why I haven't been writing, and that's why I'm not going to stress myself out today about getting any more writing done. I am really proud of what I wrote, and you know, getting to 50,000 words doesn't really mean anything in my story. 50,000 words isn't the complete first draft. It's not the midpoint. The midpoint's really more around the 40,000 word mark, or maybe 45 since I've been overwriting a bit. So 50,000 feels really arbitrary to me. And I know that it's like, oh, well, like 50,000 words because it's a novel then technically. Well, is it though? So I know that some of you might be interested in a little bit of what I was actually writing and where I ended up in my story. I had been sharing like lines that I had written from the previous day each time I was updating the vlog. Well, that stopped about halfway through, as you'll probably have noticed. But for those of you who were interested in what I was writing, I got to a point in the story where I'm just before the midpoint, and it's sort of the it's sort of like the midpoint is happening, like all the characters are in the right setting, in the right environment, whatever, but the middle point moment hasn't quite happened yet. And so it's nice knowing that first of all, I'm close enough word count wise. I haven't really gone over too much yet, considering that I'm aiming for a roughly 80,000 word final polished manuscript. I know that my drafts will probably going to vary a little bit, especially the first one. It's an exciting moment. It's, you know, the midpoint usually changes everything in the story, and it's sort of when a lot of things come to light, and of course there will still be many twists and turns in this story. That was sort of one of my goals. I don't know if I explained that at any point, but my goal with the story is to make it a very twisty, turny, surprisey, plot twisty kind of story. All the characters have a lot of secrets, and so of course a lot of those things won't be revealed fully until the end, but this is when you start to understand a little bit more about what's really going on in the story. and you start to understand who's really behind all the bad things that are happening, basically. I think one thing that I really wanted to keep consistent with this story, especially, having 3 points of view is making sure that overall there is one antagonist, one villain whose actions affect all three of these characters, but in different ways, of course. Because I think that that's what helps ensure a cohesive story with multiple points of view, is making sure that essentially they are all still part of the same story, even if they have their own subplots. I know that because I'm going to continue working on this story regardless, it doesn't really matter if I sit down today and stress out about writing 11,000 words in the next 7 hours, and I don't want to. I just straight up, pure and simple, I don't want to. That's where I've been. That's where I'm currently at. That is my NaNoWRIMO total. Here, let me get you an actual number. Okay, so my NaNoWRIMO word total is 38,909 words. Again, a little bit underwhelming, but it's so much better than I've done in the past year, and I'm really happy about that. And if any of you weren't able to hit your word goals either, I think you should still be proud of what you did right. Now, moving forward, since I kind of just came to this channel not out of the blue, but I filmed an update video on where I've been and why I stopped making videos, and then I kind of returned for NaNoWRIMO writing vlogs. I'm definitely going to take it easy in December. But I'll probably still film the occasional writing update video, and maybe in January get back into doing like maybe a weekly writing vlog, because that's sort of another thing, is that, making these videos has been a little bit of a stressor on my mind. So I'm thinking that December will probably be pretty light in terms of video content, and also probably in terms of writing, although next week should be sort of getting back to normal a little bit. So I'm going to try and continue to write, maybe just setting a goal of writing for an hour, because hey, I can write about 2,000 words in an hour, but if I don't hit 2,000 words, then as long as I write for an hour every day, I think I can be really happy with that. So yeah, congratulations to all of you who did make it through and hit your 50,000 words for November. That is so amazing. I wish I had done it, but it's just really awesome that you were able to do that. And thank you to everyone who's been watching my writing vlogs and keeping updated with me, even though I haven't been very consistent at all. I really appreciate the support and encouragement along the way. So yeah, I guess that's sort of it for me for now, and I will see you whenever I see you. Bye!